What's going on, all you lunatics? And welcome back to the show. Today is the day the mailman literally just dropped this off on my front porch. I grabbed it. I was way too excited not to jump on here and make an unboxing video, a full-on unboxing video. First impressions tutorial setup. This is the Anbernic RGSP. So Anbernic RGSP, this is the pearl pink model. So pearl pink model, just got it in the mail. You guys can get on the Anbernic website and check out all the lovely specs on the screen. Whole lot of lovely information. 3.4-inch screen, IPS full viewing angle, OCA, full lamination, 720 by 480 screen. We got a whole lot of CPU there. Nice dual core GPU, 1 GB RAM, all kinds of good stuff. Here's running Linux 64-bit, and Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. We're good to go. Multimedia, and yep, supports up to 512 gigabytes TF card expansion. All right, nice 6-hour battery life here. All right, let's jump in. Let's unbox this bad boy. Way too excited to not see what we got here. Very good packaging. The not one but two other bigger bubble wrap. So yeah, get the bubble wrap out of the way, and we got the lovely box here with the information. It is marked pearl pink. Let's take a look and see what this pink looks like. I'm super excited about this. Pink color. Let's see. Let's find out what we're working with here. I did make sure my hands are nice and clean also, so that way we can put the card on. Ooh. Look at that. That is a very soft pink. It is much softer pink. Almost kind of looks purple in this light. It does. It is a lot darker than what I was thinking it was going to be. So it's a lot darker. It's much more of a, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of more of a purple to me than just pure pink. I don't know if you guys can see that light hitting it. So let's dive right in. There should be a charging cable here. And before I open the screen, I want to make sure that we have the proper screen protector here. And there it is, screen protector. And let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put the screen protector on just because. One second. Mainly because the screen's never going to be as crisp and clean as it is right now. I don't even think it needs cleaned off, but we're going to go ahead and go through the steps. We got step number 1, step number 2. We got the wipes here. I am just actually when the light hits it like that, hey, I like it. I like that color. I do. I like that color. All right, so we are wiping the screen, making sure it's all nice and clean. Get all the edges in case there was any dust or anything from the factory. Anybody had anything on their hands. We'll put that down for a second. We'll go for the dry. Making sure not to touch anything except for the cloth. Now, it is kind of overkill. This is a clamshell, and, you know, maybe you don't want to put a screen protector on there. I didn't have my screen protector on for the longest time, and then I looked, and the buttons seemed to not make an imprint in the screen, but I started noticing where the buttons touched the screen. And to me, that signified, hey, it's would be better if I had a screen protector on it. All right, so here we go. I believe this is the, find out which side the back is. Yeah, this side's the back. So we're going to very carefully peel this sticker back, revealing a nice clean. All right. Then we just drop it into place. Wait a couple seconds and try to see if you catch the magic happen. Sometimes I'll take the dry and just try to nudge it and make sure that it's got contact. And there it goes. Everything all in that one corner and gone. Gone. I don't know if you guys caught that on the camera or not, but that is a perfect application. All right, perfect application. We're doing great so far. All right. Now, straight out of the box, straight from the factory. Let's see if she turns on. All right, here we go. Power time, because I want to see. Ooh, it's a lot thinner. Just immediately, that's a lot thinner. Yeah, than the other one. So on board, we can go around the device real quick. We got the mini HD output from on the top. We've got the charging port. We've got our R1, L1 buttons. The R2, L2 are slightly raised, ever so slightly. That's a decent slightness. I like that slightness. I feel like they're sticking out way less than the other one, the other model. All right, going around volume. And there's going to be our TF card number 1. Looks like it's got the blue TF card. I believe it's the 16. They've reduced it. They were putting 64 gigabytes in here. Now they're putting 16 gigabytes. So I'm assuming that it's just the operating system now and not the operating system and games. So there is the 3.5 millimeter headphone output. And that is the TF card or SD card slot number 2, where we're going to be putting our games. It's the reset button and then the power button. Okay. No ridges, no bumps on the bottom. That's new. That's different. And we do got the Anbernic logo on the top. When we open it up, we do got the front-facing speaker here in the middle. Lovely 3.4-inch display. They did center the screen more on this one, so the screen is, yeah, looking nice in the center. The nice big buttons, D-pad, A, B, X, Y layout. There's the menu button, start, select. Let's power it on. I do just want to check mainly uh what it looks like, and yeah, it looks very, very familiar. Gonna look in. There's no files, no games. Okay, doesn't even give me an option. Okay, so we're gonna power it down. And I've got a micro SD card, 64 gigabytes, ready to rock and roll. There we go. Making sure that connection was good. I didn't like that click. Make sure it's in there good. All right. Guess we're gonna have to just live with it. All right. So do got an HDMI cord to an HDMI mini. Little dongle here. Let's go ahead and plug it up. And let's see what we're working with. All right. Turn that down just a little bit. All right, so we can go to our, well, yeah, so beautiful. Comfy in the hand. It is smaller. It is much smaller. No joysticks on this one. Uh-oh. Did my HDMI cord. That was my HDMI cord. My fault. I got excited. But yes, it's much smaller in the hands. Than I was expecting, for sure. Yep. Everything's looking good. We can just back out. All the menus are the same. Linux 64 operating system. So it's going to be the same as in the Anbernic RG35 XXSP, the 34 XXSP, and basically any of the Linux models, Linux operating systems. Gonna be pretty much the same. So yeah, so everything's basically going to be the same. I could show you guys a whole bunch of different games and gameplay. I'm not sure what games to necessarily test on the games. I wholeheartedly believe, just like any of the other Anbernics, they're for sure going to play any game that I throw at it. I can, without a doubt. Now, we can, it'd be easier if I go ahead and power the device down, and I will turn the screen back and gently remove the HDMI there. So this is the Anbernic RGSP, and we'll do a size comparison. We've got a couple different size comparison options to choose from. The first and most probably requested is going to be the Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP, licensed with cartridge. So, size comparison, they are basically, for all intents and purposes, is about as close as you're going to get as far as in the hands and weight. I believe from what I've seen and other videos that I've watched, I believe the weight comparison is basically the same, basically identical with a game in. So with a cartridge in, and they weigh about the same. So in the hands, maybe the Anbernic, I don't know. Nah, they're, from what I understand, they weigh the same. So size, screen. Now I don't know what this original screen size was on this bad boy, but the screen on this one 3.4, which is going to give us, maybe this was like a 2.8 or something like that. Either way, it's a 3:2 ratio screen, so you're going to get a perfect 1-to-1, 3 times integer scaling of the original Game Boy Advance screen. So whatever it's going to fill out the screen beautifully. Now, you saw playing Genesis and other games like that, so and then playing 4:3 content, it's going to put some extra borders on the games. But yeah, in comparison to like the 35 XXSP Anbernic, it is much smaller. It is much smaller than the Anbernic 35 XXSP. But the thing is, this does have a bigger screen. This has a 3.5-inch screen, and it's running 4:3 aspect ratio. So whenever you're playing your favorite PS1 games like Final Fantasy or something, you're going to get a full screen experience playing Resident Evil on PS1 versus the original. Thank you, is a 2.9. So the original is a 2.9-inch screen. Yeah, I was thinking 2.8. Sorry. Thank you. Uh, so 2.9-inch screen. Thank you. But yeah, so this being 3.4, like I said, you're going to get, the math is there. This screen is bigger. The machine is also bigger in your hands when you're playing it. So if you got bigger hands, no big deal for that one. And then we'll do a size comparison on the Anbernic RG34 XXSP. This one does have joysticks. This one does have joysticks, so whenever you're trying to play a PS1 game, like Ape Escape, you do have the option to play Ape Escape on this 34 XXSP. Now, I believe without, you know, when you're playing an N64 game or something like that, in order to emulate the a joystick, because you have to use a thumbstick a lot of times for some of these N64 games. So in order to emulate a thumbstick instead of the D-pad, you simply click on the power button one time. And when you click on the power button one time, it'll initiate and it'll emulate um, the thumbstick. So, but unfortunately, without being able to emulate a right thumbstick, you literally cannot play Ape Escape for PS1 that I know of. So I've tried every which way. You just cannot, emulate the dual shock like you can with this one. Super easy. You got two thumbsticks already. So if we wanted to, I should have put them in order for the video. So here is the Anbernic RGSP. Currently the RG34 XXSP. And this one is the Anbernic RG35 XXSP. So you can see the price differences on some of the models. Looks like there is a sale still going on. Looks like we've actually increased the price of these models as of recently. This was $64. Now it's increased by $4 now. So get them while the getting's good. The devices are staying the same. The prices are going up. So if you guys want any of these devices, better grab them while the grabbing's good. So there is the price differences and the size differences on there. So yes, the price on this Anbernic RGSP currently $64.99. So it's actually cheaper than the other ones. Maybe the joysticks has something to do with it. I don't know. The lack of joysticks has the other price. So yeah, so this price used to be the price of the 34. And yeah, anyways. This device feels good in my hands. It does. Feels good. It's smaller, more lightweight, so it's going to be more pocketable. There it is, literally in my pocket right now. Oh, forgot it was there. Lightweight, portable, Generation 5 consoles and below, so we can hit up PS1 and below. Yeah, what's there not to like about it? Other than the lack of thumbsticks and at least the one game that I can think of that we can't play. If anybody can figure it out, leave a comment, let me know. But yeah, super lightweight, super awesome. There's nothing left to do except play some games. So I don't really, yeah, all the games loaded up fine off my card. So I have no issues. It will for sure play all the games that that I could throw at it for sure. I don't know what kind of games that you guys are going to throw at it. I know, with the exception of a few PC ports, having 1 gigabyte RAM is going to be restricting you in that category. So outside of the PC ports, like I said, PS1 games, N64, all the above, have at it. All right, guys. The only thing left to do, like I said, is play some games. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here. This has been the review for the Anbernic RGSP. Um, awesome device. Like I said, super awesome. I can't wait. Super excited. I'm going to play all my favorite Game Boy Advance games on here for sure. I'm going to play some Golden Sun, Advance Wars, all that, you know, all my favorite. I'm gonna play all the platforms. Honestly, I'm not gonna just restrict myself because of the borders, even some PSP and all that. So we'll see how the day goes. Highly recommend it. Awesome. Love the color. Actually, it's a little darker than I was thinking it was gonna be, but the nice pearl pink. It's more kind of, to me, looks a little bit more purplish, but love it because I love purple anyways. So in comparison to the pink on my sleeve here, I don't know if you can really see, not far away. um, yeah, jump on and play some games. So join us live on Twitch weekdays starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. Join us for some of your favorite retro games on Thursdays. And we'll meet up, play some multiplayer games. We got a whole lot of Anbernic tutorials for anybody that needs any help, buyer's guides, and all that setting up and all that. Speaking of setup, if anybody wanted to set the thing up, here's how I set mine up. This is the names of the folders on the right. This is the actual um, names of the folders right here on the right side. I'll scroll down a little bit slower. And right there. If anyone needs to pause the video and check out the names of the folders, that's where we're at. And this is literally everything that's on the card currently. So this is the names of the folders. And so what I do is once you got to format your cards. So step number one is you're gonna when you get your new device, you're gonna leave your device powered off. Then you're gonna insert your brand new SD card. Then you're gonna boot on your device for the first time. Your device is going to auto format the card and put some folders on it. These are those folders. You power your device down fully. Once you're powered down fully, and you've waited a couple seconds and the screen went completely off, then you take out your card. When you put your card into the card reader, micro SD card reader, get it on Amazon. You guys can watch my tutorial video on Anbernic accessories and 5 things that everybody needs to fully enjoy retro handheld hobby. So you get your micro SD card reader, you put your micro SD card reader in there, you pop it into your computer, and on the screen here on the right side, this is what it looks like whenever you plug your card into your computer. And then you go to the ROMs folder, and it's going to automatically create you these folders. That way you don't have to manually do it. And then you get your favorite ROMs. I can't tell you where to get your ROMs. Exclamation legal in the chat. I can't tell you where to get your ROMs. This is where you can do some Google search quickly, or however you want to do it. The best and most safest and legal way to do it is, and I do want to point out that again, I do own a physical copy of all these games in a box in my closet that I keep. So what you do is through your computer and some various hardwares that you can get, you can take out your favorite Game Boy cartridge and insert it into the cartridge reader, and then create a copy of your favorite cartridge through the device on your PC manually. The devices are not that expensive, to be honest. That you can get them. You can get them. So you got your favorite ROMs. You line up the folders. Something to keep in mind, obviously, 3DS is 3DS. Atari 2600 is the A2600. I'll go through down through some names real quickly. Dreamcast for Dreamcast. FC is Famicom. Famicom is the Japanese um, name for the NES. So that is the Nintendo Entertainment System. You might know it by. So GB's Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Gear for GG. And then we've got MAME. MAME is important because MAME is the folder with your arcade, your arcade games. MD is Mega Drive. Mega Drive is Japanese for Sega Genesis. MD CD, Mega Drive CD, so Sega Genesis, Sega CD. And then N64 for Nintendo 64, NDS for Nintendo DS. I'm just going through the main ones and the ones that I use the most. The ones that I know. Some of these folders I really don't know what the names of them are, or what platforms. Ports is for PC. PS for PlayStation 1. PSP for PSP games. Saturn for Sega Saturn, and SFC for Super Famicom. Super Famicom is the Super Nintendo. So the SNES is the SFC. So those are the important ones to remember, to note. So yeah, we go to our FC folder and we grab our favorite FC ROMs, and we just click them and drag them into the folder. Bada boom, bada bing. For me, I've already got the card loaded up, and I don't necessarily want to uh, move these games. So you move the games onto your micro SD card, then you close out the folders after you've filled up your card. Once you've closed out your folder, um, you click on the bottom right hand corner of your computer, your desktop, and you click on the icon and click on eject disk. Once it says eject disk and it's safe to remove um, your drive, you can pop out your uh, micro SD, your USB card reader from your computer. Gently remove your micro SD card, and then put it in here, and turn it on, and you're good to go. Playing your favorite ROMs, all loaded up, all nice and neat in the folders. And I suppose while we're taking this long, I might have just went a little too fast. A little while ago. We'll go ahead and go through the folders and go through really quickly. Like I said, I'm not sure which benchmarks to show you guys. All right. All right. So never use rooms. Never use game rooms. Always go to RA game. And yeah, you see it. PSP, PlayStation 1, Nintendo DS, N64. So on Nintendo DS, it's going to split your screen, or you can click in the, I believe it's L1 or R1 button, and it'll swap between the top and bottom screens for your Nintendo DS gameplay. And in order to get the stylus, you just simply tap the power button one time, and it'll allow you to move the stylus. It'll be a little tiny white ink pen, but it's a plastic pen. If you don't know what a stylus is, it allows you to use touchscreen. Where is I don't have my official stylus next. Wait, I do. I do. I do. Here is the official Anbernic stylus that came with the RGDS. So it's got the little touchscreen on the bottom, and it's got the touchscreen on the top. This device is not a touchscreen, so but this is what a stylus, that's what it looks like. So it'll just be a little white white ink pen looking thing. Anyways. So we got N64, Dreamcast, Atari 2600, 5200, Famicom. So now I do want to point out, I do like the more affordable Anbernic options, the Linux based Anbernics, a little bit more than I do the Android based Anbernics, mainly because of the Atari 2600 and 5200 option, and of course the fast forward options. I'll get into that in a second, and we'll keep going with the different games. Here's the Game Gear, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy. MAME is the arcade cabinets, so you can play your favorite arcade games like Battletoads, The Simpsons, Captain America. So many good games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. MD is Mega Drive for the Sega Genesis. Sega CD. Play Night Trap. And Super Famicom. So there are the options. If you guys don't like this annoying sound every time you click the button, like some people, you can just go to your settings, and we can change our background too. I like that background. There it is, button sound off. And then it even clicks one more time just to let you know that it's turning that's turning the button sound off. All right, so we also, here is where we're going to go into our network settings and connect to Wi-Fi. This is also where the Bluetooth settings are. So whenever you want to connect to your favorite Bluetooth controllers, this is a Super Nintendo style controller. This is a controller by 8BitDo. This is the 8BitDo SN30 Pro is the name of this controller. It's super awesome. It does have R1 and R2 separate, so it's R1, R2 is two separate buttons there, and full functioning, basically full size thumbsticks. I love these thumbsticks. You get a lot of play on these thumbsticks. So yeah, you Bluetooth your favorite controller, and yeah, Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm not gonna grab that right now. I was gonna say I also do have a full size arcade stick with buttons, six button, 8 button. I don't even know how many buttons there are. Full arcade joystick by 8BitDo as well. Bluetooth, wireless. So it's really awesome. I like it. That's the only reason why I mentioned it. Whatever PS4 controller, Xbox controller, Bluetooth, whatever you can get will work just as good too. Bluetooth it up. I will mention, be careful Bluetoothing a controller and setting player one as the controller user. Be very careful for two reasons. No, first off, This is Linux. This is Linux operating system. And if you Bluetooth the controller and then you switch your controls from player one to the controller, then you are now you have to use the controller as player one. If you go to turn the controller off, you have no controls on board as player one. Now, I don't know if there's any updates or if that's changed, but be careful of that. Player one should just be the onboard controls. Or if you're really wanting to use a controller, I suggest making sure that you go back into the settings and changing your controllers to um, back to the onboard Anbernic controls. Anything else I can say about go to RetroArch settings? You can click on this and actually open RetroArch settings. If you guys want to change any of your settings for RetroArch. But other than that, the App Center, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, the App Center is where you're going to access your music and your videos if you had any videos or music. That's where we're gonna. Whoa, did not mean to do that. Nope. We're gonna back out of this slowly. So yes, I was hoping it would just show me, not open a full app. But that's cool. I mean, I guess it does say apps, doesn't it? So what can we see? What do we want to test? I kind of want to test the clicking this to initiate a thumbstick and just to show you guys what it's all about. And we can test out a game for the N64. You know we're gonna play some Smash Bros. Now, just throwing that out there, graphically speaking, some ROMs aren't perfect. And also, disclaimer, I found in my experience, if a ROM doesn't work, it doesn't work. Move on. Well, this is interesting. All right. Maybe it's just a little bit underpowered in comparison to the other. Hmm. Oh, it froze up. It's completely locked. Oh, it doesn't even want to shut down. There we go. I was like, oh no. Not during the official review. Let's see, it's not hot or anything.
Attention Fortuna! It has come to my attention that Lucian has received a new subscriber. You may all rejoice in the Void's generosity. Carry on.
Hey, Nico. Thank you so much. Coming through with that sub. Greatly appreciate all that action out there, all that love. Yeah, hope you and the family are doing well, my friend. We are in the middle of, well, nearing the end of an official review of this Anbernic RGSP. The brand new Anbernic RGSP just came out, I believe, 2 weeks ago. I ordered it day one as soon as it launched. You know we trying Smash Bros again. I'm gonna let it play too. What's going on here? About as far as we got last time, right there. Right about there. This is where we. What if we hit the reset button? That way we don't got a hard boot. All right. Well. I feel like that's a power issue. As in the strength of the chip. Kind of concerning. All I wanted to do was test the tap the power button to. I literally wasn't even going to play a match. I just wanted to move the little cursor on the menu on the start screen. To be honest, that's it's not looking good. All right, let's. Shoot, I don't even know what the. I'm afraid to test anything else now. Let's see here. What? Well, I also want to make sure I can test the joystick thing.
Mario.
Surely it can play Mario. Okay. So no movement on the screen on the joystick. Tap the power button one time. Pap. And now we are emulating the left analog stick, the left joystick, left thumbstick, whatever you guys call it. Yay!
Okie dokie.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle.
All right.
I have big
Okay, so that's what I wanted to show for that. Do we need to see more of a power test? Hey, cheers. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Mrs. Quinzel. Everybody out there. I am nearing the end of this unboxing and review. And then I'll turn around and I'll boot back up. I'll boot back up and we'll play some more games on it. I'm hoping that it was a one-off. And like I said, some emulators, for whatever reason, just don't like some devices. And I mean that. I can't give you guys any specific examples off the top of my head. I know. Oh, Rayman. Rayman was a great example. I cannot play Rayman for PS1 but I can on my other device, on the Android devices. So I don't know what it is about the. I don't want to say it's lit. I'm not trying to point fingers and blame Linux OS instead of Anbernic or a lower powered chip or anything like that. I don't know what that issue is. All I know is in my last um whatever year of experience in having so much fun in this amazing hobby, the retro handheld hobby. um yeah, simply put, some ROMs just don't work. Some ROMs don't work on some devices. Some devices just don't like the ROMs. And do not waste your time. If it doesn't work, my honest opinion is move on. I Yeah, I that's what I do. Move on, go play a different game, or go buy a new device and go buy a stronger one. And I mean that respectfully. And I don't mean, because let's be honest, this is like a whatever, 50, well, it's this one's $64 right now, right? 64.99. So it's a $64 device. I guess what do they call that? Inflation. So everything's gone up about five bucks or so. So the other ones are $67 now. So $67, and I don't know what the specs are or in comparison. So, but I do know in comparison to something a lot stronger like the Anbernic RG477V, um, huge price difference. Huge price difference. I believe whenever I bought this one, it was over $200. So it's got a cooling fan in it. It's got a humongous battery. It's got a humongous screen. It can run PS2 games. It can run Nintendo Wii U, GameCube. I was actually playing some GameCube um, last night. So in the price comparison, again, this is $64. So we're playing Gen 5 games and below. So PS1 and below should be able to hit everything pretty decently. Evidently, we ran into the to the yeah, run into the issue where the other game didn't want to work on the N64. So I'll go over a couple of really quick. I'll try to keep this at least under an hour. I'll go over some really quick tips and tricks while you're playing your games. I believe it doesn't matter which platforms you're on. The only platforms that act a little bit different was the, I believe, N64 and the Nintendo DS had different. Whenever you click on the menu, it did not show this menu. So whenever you go to save states, you can either save your state or load your state, and you can change your state slot, and you got plenty to choose from. You got 999 slots. So usually just leave it on one, save your state, and then you can just load up from your menu. Instead of loading up from your menu, you can do a quick save. Here, let me load up a game. And so I can actually show you better. So you can do a combination of buttons, some button combos. That way, here, I know what I want to play. We'll play Halo. Halo 2600 for the Atari 2600. So good. All right, so we're walking around. We're Master Chief. We're walking around, and then we can save our game. Um, we can press and hold the menu button while we tap the R1 button. Press and hold menu while we tap R1. That's going to save. We can go to somewhere else. And then if we press and hold the menu button and tap the L1 button, boom, it's going to load. It's going to quick load. Be careful, quick saving, quick loading, but you don't really got to worry too much about it because there is options to undo state, save state. So you can always, unless you've saved it more than once, then you're kind of screwed. So there's something else we can do. You see how fast I'm moving? See how fast I'm moving? So we can enter fast forward mode. Fast forward mode by holding the menu button and tapping the R2 button. So we menu R2. You'll see the fast forward icon. Oh gosh. See the fast forward icon on the top of the screen there, and we can see some zippy action. Ooh, a gun. Ooh. Break yourself, fool. Then we can the opposite side menu in L1 or L2. That's gonna put you in a super slow-mo. I'm not sure where the benefits of slow-mo are, but I can tell you from experience that playing some really awesome turn-based games like Pokemon or Final Fantasy, where some of those battles take a little, they take a long time. And if you're just using regular attacks and all that stuff, and you have your settings in game set to last attack, and there's settings you can do, you can fight those battles in fast forward mode. You can go look for, keep backing out of the battle, looking for a Pokemon specific one or something. But yeah, you can fast forward, and there's plenty of positive uses that I found for fast forward. But yeah, so that's quick save, quick load. What over fast forward? If you're playing MAME arcade games, the select button is going to be your coin. You're going to enter your coin. You got to add a coin to your coin slot for your arcade games. It's going to be the select button, and then you hit the start button to start your games. If you're playing Atari 2600 games, I believe some of the games also likewise you had to press the select button to initiate the game, and sometimes just the start button works. Okay, I went over stylus, went over thumb pad, went over some games. I'm not sure what other, what game that I could play. I think there's a lot of menus in this one. I don't think. Or there's not too many menus. What do I know? Oh, there's no thumbstick. Look at me. Look at me. I'm a mess. All right, so we tap in our... Ooh, I like that. Tap in our power button one time. Oh, we're good to go. This is an N64 game. I just wanted to yeah, beat 8 rolls. Just wanted to play an N64 game and to make sure we can play some. Yeah, I think it was a one-off. Dead. No. 5 times combo. Let's go. All right, I can play games anytime. This has been the review. Still good. Still like it. I think it's plenty powerful, especially if we're going to run some Game Boy Advance games. You know, we can run all of our favorite Game Boy. Game Boy Advance.
Now run that back. We got them shooters and they Unreal Jack. Warframe. Now run that back.
A diabetic Dave, thank you so much. Coming through with that tip. Greatly appreciate all that action, all that love, my friend. Showing some love on the official review and unboxing of the brand new Anbernic RGSP in Pearl Pink. Yeah, we'll just load up some Fire Red. Let's see what happens. Also, loaded. It ain't loaded. It says loaded, but it ain't actually loading. That's interesting. I don't like that. Oh, I'm tripping. I forgot which device I was actually on. I thought I was on the yellow device. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, where's my game save file? It's on this device. I could boot it up. You want to try it? I could boot it up and load from the card, but I'm not going to. Yeah, we could play our favorite, you know, our favorite Game Boy Advance games, our favorite games. All right, everybody. Dang it, we're past an hour now. There's nothing else for me to show except for gameplay. So I am calling it quits here. First impressions, I like it. I like it. It's small. It's smaller. You know, it's smaller than the 35. It's basically the, you know, same size as an original Game Boy Advance SP. Same size. And yeah, same weight. Except bigger and better screen and a lot more powerful. But yeah, I like it. Even though we can't play Smash Brothers on it, I like it. I'm sure we can play plenty of other games though. So yeah, get you one, pick you one up. There's no thumbsticks, so you're not gonna get weighed down with the price of those thumbsticks. $5 for those thumbsticks. Wait, $4 for the $4 for thumbsticks. Anyways, it's pretty in pink. Awesome pink color. And like I said, there's no thumbsticks, so it's more of a one-to-one recreation here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing on it. Now, I believe it's the same thickness as the RG, the Rotate. I believe it's about the same thickness. No, RG Rotate's a little bit smaller, actually. Still, yeah, rotates smaller by that much. If you can see it on camera. Yeah. All right. Rotate's still smaller. Interesting. Very cool. Very nice hinge. Buttons are good. They're not as clicky. Nah, yeah, they are. Basically the same. This D-pad is a little bit. No, they're the same too. The gray, the new D-pad looks ever so slightly bigger, but I think it's just the gray color. Might be a ever so slightly thicker, bigger. Nothing wrong with that though. But all right, everybody, I'm gonna load back on Twitch, and we'll play some more games and hang out. This has been the review of the Anbernic RGSP. I like it. Recommend it. It's awesome. If this is what you're in the market for, and you're looking for these smaller retro handheld with the Game Boy Advance screen, the 3x2 aspect ratio, then hey, you'll like this. It's small, it'll fit right in your pocket. You can throw it in there. Comes with a free screen protector, so I can, I'll be good to go. Just throw that in a bag and throw that in my pocket and don't gotta worry about it. It's a lot smaller than the Anbernic RG XXSP. Oh, wow, that feels weird. It feels warm. And yeah. All right, guys, don't forget, join us live on Twitch weekdays starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. Join us on Thursdays for some retro action, some retro games. All right, everybody, don't forget, you guys make my day every day. Thank you so much just for being you and being great. I love you all so much. Bye.